Hello, everyone. It's Yoko. I've noticed that many news stories from China aren't accurately reaching countries outside of China. That's why I've taken it upon myself to gather information and share it in English on this channel. I gather information from multiple sources, so I'd appreciate your comments on the content of my videos. Also, please note that English is not my native language, so I use an AI speaker to generate the audio to ensure the information is conveyed accurately. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel and supporting me. Today, I'm talking about the Chinese economy. This topic has recently gained attention in Japan, and previously, I discussed the trend of ramen restaurant real estate properties in Japan. This topic is also being discussed in China, and numerous articles have been published about it. When it comes to the food and beverage industry in China, it's facing significant challenges. There are reports suggesting that the upcoming National Day holiday might bring about a wave of bankruptcies in the food and beverage sector. There is information indicating that business conditions in Sichuan province deteriorated significantly in September, like never before. Many restaurant owners have shared their specific situations on the internet. Even those who have been in business for 26 years are saying that September this year has been the toughest. In restaurants that have been operating for 10 years or more, sales for September have dropped by as much as 70% in some cases. Some places are reporting weekly profits at the level of only a few hundred yuan. While the sales might be higher, after deducting the restaurant's rent and various other expenses, only a few hundred yuan remain, which translates to just a few thousand Japanese yen in profit. So, it's becoming clear that this situation is unsustainable. Therefore, it seems inevitable that there will be an increase in the bankruptcy of restaurants in the future. Ultimately, I believe the cause of this is that Chinese people are spending less on dining out, which reflects the increasing economic hardships in their lives. The Chinese government has even stopped publishing similar statistics, as the unemployment rate among young people is on the rise, causing a decrease in the number of people willing to spend money on dining out. This is quite natural, I think. Amidst this challenging situation, there are two sectors where the economy is thriving. Can you guess what they are? One of them is the remarkable performance of lottery ticket sales. For example, recent data released in August shows that lottery sales have increased by over 50% nationwide. So, those running the lottery business are doing very well. This is essentially a form of publicly managed gambling and represents a lucrative vested interest. So, while the general population is struggling, the Communist Party benefits from this. The other sector that is prospering is the temple business. In China, the number of people, including young individuals, visiting temples has significantly increased. Temples are also engaging in business targeting these visitors. Therefore, the temple business is booming. Incidentally, I'd like to mention that in China, the commercialization of temples has become quite common. The title of the article here asks, "What does it mean?" and talks about revenues easily exceeding billions. In China, a billion is a much larger number than in Japanese yen, so this translates to several tens of billions in revenue. Chinese temples tend to be quite large in scale, and with their large population, I think it's not surprising to see this level of revenue, even for well-known temples. Nevertheless, I understand that many people might have doubts about how these revenues are generated. If we take a closer look, one of the sources of income is the entrance fees to the temple. By the way, in Japan, there is a famous temple called Shaolin Temple. The Shaolin Temple has now become a well-known tourist spot. In 2016, it was reported that they had annual entrance fee revenues of 300 million yuan, which would be approximately 6 billion Japanese yen at today's exchange rate. In terms of what the temple's income is used for, while some of it goes toward maintaining the buildings and other expenses, that's only about 30%. The remaining 70% is funneled to the Communist Party government. Essentially, this system ensures that once money flows into the temple, 70% of it goes directly to the Communist Party. You might think that communism and religion are incompatible, but in reality, temples have become cash cows for the Communist Party. They are effectively revenue collection machines for the party, while they remain preserved as religious institutions. Of course, Aside from entrance fees, they also sell various goods, so the total revenue for temples like Shaolin Temple is far from just 300 million yuan. Shaolin Temple, famous for its martial arts, also sells sports equipment, which appears to be quite popular. It's more of a business activity than religious practice, and large temples in China engage in activities that could be likened to operating as corporate groups. For example, Shaolin Temple has applied for various trademarks from 1997 to 2022. These include trademarks for Shaolin Cola and Shaolin Heavy Industries, and they have even ventured into the pharmaceutical field. Furthermore, some temples operate cafes and other businesses. In a sense, Chinese temples are like theme parks, retaining the atmosphere of a temple while conducting a wide range of commercial activities. The revenue generated from these activities largely goes to the Communist Party regime. I've gone a bit off topic, but the key point is that people who buy lottery tickets and those who visit temples are essentially looking for outside help because they feel powerless to change their own situations. This reliance on external forces is a long-standing concept in Chinese society. For example, believing in feng shui is seen as a way to improve one's luck, as the world is perceived as being beyond an individual's control. So, when the economy worsens, people turn to faith in the divine or try to change their fortunes through means like buying lottery tickets. This is a prevalent trend in Chinese society. So, the worse the economy gets, the more some people benefit. In China right now, I believe many people who are struggling don't even know what they can do to improve their situation. They wonder why their lives have become this way, and during such times, the idea that the government's economic policies or a severely skewed wealth distribution and the political system are problematic doesn't gain widespread traction. The reason for this is that information is heavily censored. While there are individuals who understand this, they represent a minority. The majority of people have their information controlled by the Communist Party, so they don't fully grasp the issues with the Communist Party regime. As a result, their efforts go in the wrong direction, turning to faith or buying lottery tickets, without addressing the fundamental issues. This has likely been the case in China for a long time, and individuals with such perspectives may hinder even those who understand the situation. In the end, it's the Communist Party, which controls Chinese society, that reaps the benefits. Although there are a significant number of Communist Party members in China, they constitute a minority within the larger Chinese population. If the majority of people thought that the Communist Party was problematic, it likely wouldn't be in power. However, since most people don't understand, even if a minority comprehends the issues, they will still be pulled down alongside those who are brainwashed. This phenomenon is not unique to China, it can happen elsewhere. It's a significant issue that most people don't know about. For example, in the context of a different topic, such as the entertainment industry, some people might have known about it for a long time, but the majority of people remain unaware. In such cases, the powerful entities involved continue to thrive because they are not held accountable until a widespread understanding is reached. Therefore, knowing something is not enough, sharing that knowledge with others who don't know can be crucial. That's all for this discussion. Let's meet again next time.